Hello everybody, I hope you are doing well today. And it is the Wiccan pagan Druid feast of Imbolc in 2 days' time on the 2nd of February this year. And this fire festival is sacred to the Irish goddess called Bridget or Bride. She was later adopted by the Catholic Church, and women would offer candles at the well or at the smithy for safe delivery of their baby, and they could not stamp this out, so they changed her into Mary's midwife. But as pagans, we know her as a goddess of the well and the goddess of the blacksmith, so fire and water, two very sacred and healing symbols and elements. And this is known as the first spring festival, bringing the light back. We are midpoint in 2 days between the winter solstice and the spring vernal equinox. If you are in the southern hemisphere, it is the summer solstice and the autumn equinox. But it will be lunar for you, the first harvest festival. But as I'm in the northern hemisphere, we're working with the north. Now, Brigid was also a goddess of poetry, music, crafting, and a very potent healer. So I've got a couple of things here that you will need for this very simple spell that you can do at home. That is just a stick. I think this one has come from a wild cherry, actually. Cherry or birch. And 3 ribbons or threads. And I've just tied it on. And this is called a clooty spell. And in the United Kingdom, as well as many places around the globe, people hang wishes to trees, don't they? They adorn trees with, in Japan, ropes and cork and sort of hanging talismans around the trunk. At the Great Stone Circles in the UK, people will tie them onto trees, little red ribbons and wishes and feathers and shells. And I believe the Plains First Nation people in America do the same. But I will not swear to that, and I'm sure they do it in many other places. So, you'll need some threads, you'll need a stick. I'm using cinnamon oil to make my spell more potent, but I guess you could rub cinnamon into your stick with some water. That would work. And I'm going to use a crystal wand to put the circle up and to take it down. And we have a representation of the goddess. This has actually come from Ireland. It was in my mother's church in an exhibition, and I was thrilled when I took her to find Goddess Bride or Brigid there. So this is those reed crosses of protection you see many people weaving at this time of year. And this is my workspace here. Here's my tripod where my iPhone and my iPad goes. When I work with clients, I have tarot cards and things in there, and all of my crystals to hand and shells. So, I want you first of all just to ground. We'll just use this black tourmaline to ground you. Just feel me dragging it down your body. The sort of pointed end pointing towards you. And just start to feel a little bit heavy. I'm going to do this spell on behalf of everyone, and I want you to make your wishes at the appropriate time to put into the braiding or the plaiting. I'm always after inspiration, and this is what the goddess bride or Brigid hopefully brings to us: inspiration, poetry. But if your crafting is needlepoint or painting, anything, she is a patron saint of the arts. So she was actually turned into Mary's midwife by the Roman Catholic Church because they just could not stop people praying to her. Last daughter of the Dagda, the Irish god, and a very beloved goddess. Okay, so we're going to create our circle now. I'm going to call in the guardians of the north and ask for your protection. We call in the guardians of the east and we ask for your protection. We call in the guardians of the south and we ask for your protection. And we call in the guardians of the west and we ask for your protection. We join the circle up and then we ask Grandfather Sky for your protection. And then we ask for Grandmother Earth for her protection. We join that circle up as well, so we have created a sphere around this area where we will be doing our spell working. And this is devoid of space and time, so you could come and do this at any time of the year. And whenever you watch this, don't worry if you're a little bit late for Imbolc, because the energies of Imbolc actually start 3 weeks before and they carry on until 3 weeks after. And that is the same with all of the feast days. We actually, or the fire festivals or the cross quarters, we actually step into the energy of the season about 3 weeks before the actual date and continue 3 weeks afterwards. So for the last 3 weeks you could have done this, and for the next 3 weeks. Okay. Now let's light our devotional candle. And I seem to call her Bride, which is actually a Scottish name for her, I believe. I do have a little bit of Scots in me as well as Irish, but I'm mainly Welsh and Norse and a little bit Italian, so I'm a Heinz 57 really. And as I light this candle, I want you to just imagine that flame at the center of your being. And I want you to push that flame out, glow it and grow it. Feel it starting to get bigger and bigger, pushing out any emotions, any anxieties out of your body, and keep growing that flame to each side of you, to the front and the back of you, and to above and below you, until it reaches the edge of your aura. And we light this candle for protection, but we also light this candle in honor of Brigid, or Bride, the goddess of fire and water, the goddess of new mothers and new beginnings, the goddess of the blacksmith who creates out of metal and fire, and for all of the bards, songwriters, basket weavers, painters, for anyone who wishes to create. We call in the goddess and we ask her to grace us with her presence now. Okay, you may have felt a slight energy shift as she has arrived. So first of all, I'm actually going to anoint. And this is a bit like candle magic or anointing Om sticks. Just going to put a bit there. And I'm also going to put a bit there. But we want something to come towards us. We want to bring energy in. We work from the outwards to the middle, anointing our stick. And summoning up that energy from the solar plexus and the heart. Cinnamon brings money and riches, psychic protection, and many, many other things. But it is chiefly for abundance, used extensively in Tudor times, when the richer you were, the more cinnamon you put into everything. Okay. And then you're going to need to secure your stick. So I'm going to use this handle on the box to secure my braid. Now, we have the 3 strands, which actually, as I separate them, they look like the Arwen, a Druid symbol of spiritual flow and inspiration from Ceridwen's cauldron. So the centre strand will denote the winter solstice to the summer solstice. And then this side will be the equinox going down your body, that side, and out of your hand. And then the autumn equinox will be on the other. And you can imagine you're standing there and those rays of sunlight shine down you, bringing that light back. Just going to start this plait off. Plaits are what we call them in the UK, braids I think in America. And I want you to start wishing from your solar plexus. And I've written a little rhyme for us. Bridget, Brigid, help us please. Help us create with beauty and ease. By power of fire and power of the well. Lend your energy into our spell. Bridget, Brigid, help us please. Help us create with beauty and with ease. By power of the fireside and power of the well. lend your energy unto our spell. Bridget, Bridget, help us, please. Help us create with beauty and with ease, by power of the fireside and power of the well. Lend your energy into our spell. Now really think about those things that you would like to bring in for the coming year. Do you wish to start any projects? Have you got dissertations or essays to write that you need the language to flow beautifully out of you? Do you wish to create a new home for yourself? Do you wish to create a set of oracle cards or a set of Owen? Do you want to stitch a new dress? Whatever it is, ask for the inspiration and the get up and go from this beautiful healing goddess. Maybe it is that you want to step through the door to a new, healthier you. Maybe you've had a very difficult year. Let's continue chanting. Brigid, Brigid, help us, please. Help us create with beauty and ease, by power of the fireside and power of the well. Lend your energy unto our spell. Brigid, Brigid, help us, please. Help us create with beauty and with ease, by power of the fireside and power of the well. Lend your energy into our spell. Brigid, Brigid, help us, please. Help us create with beauty and with ease, by power of the fireside and power of the well. Lend your energy into our spell. Okay. Wish again, feel it from your solar plexus and really summon up that energy. Wish and wish and wish with all your might. Okay, last 3 chants, power of 3 and all of that. Bridget, Bridget, help us, please. Help us create with beauty and ease, by power of the fireside and power of the well. Lend your energy into our spell. Brigid, Brigid, help us, please. Help us create with beauty and ease, by power of the fireside and power of the well. Lend your energy into our spell. Brigid, Brigid, help us, please. Help us create with beauty and with ease, by power of the fireside and power of the well. Lend your energy into our spell. Okay, take a very deep breath in and really send your energy in as we knot and tie this in. Sorry if my hands keep leaving the screen. The thread was probably too long. Wishing, 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 Goddess, give us inspiration. Give us the healing. Give us the skill to craft. And there you have it. And we can loop that back on. You can have it hanging down. You can tie little things into it. You can tie and keep threading little messages to yourself throughout the year. And again, we can anoint it. You can even write wishes on your stick. This is what I did. This is called a wishing stick, and I make these, and I literally just get a ballpoint pen, a biro, and I will write my wishes down here, and then I will go and poke them into the earth in a hedgerow or at a sacred spot, so that I'm not leaving any garbage anywhere and it will degrade naturally. But there it is. There is our Bridget's Clootie spell. So now let's just take those couple of breaths in again and we seal this in. Everybody's wishes and well-being, inspiration for whatever new crafts or new ideas or business ventures or family ventures they wish. And so you don't need anything complicated for this. As I said, if you haven't got cinnamon oil, just go to the cupboard and shake some cinnamon on it and maybe a bit of olive oil to rub it in. You can just go outside and pick up a twig. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that there, and I'm going to put this at my altar for everybody, for everybody's inspiration, for everybody's well-being and wishes. Now the cards that I have used in this video have come out of Australia, some druids that I know there. You can find them on Instagram. And it is called the Druid Wisdom Oracle Guide. And this is because they're from Australia. This is why there's a duck-billed platypus on there and a couple of representations from around the globe. But they're very amazing druid cards. And I thought I would just end with a druid's prayer. This is what we say at Circle whenever we get together. Grant, O Spirit, thy protection, and in protection strength, and in strength understanding, and in understanding knowledge, and in knowledge the knowledge of justice, and in the knowledge of justice the love of it, and in that love the love of all existences, and in the love of all existences the love of spirit and all goodness. And this is called the Gorsed prayer. And here we have our drops of Arwen from Ceridwen's cauldron and the rays of the sun from the winter solstice to the summer, from the spring vernal equinox, and from the fall equinox, the autumn equinox. Okay, so we need to unwind our circle. Grandmother Earth, we thank you for your protection and we bid you farewell. Grandfather Sky, we thank you for your protection and we bid you farewell. To the guardians of the West, we thank you for your protection and we bid you farewell. To the guardians of the South, we thank you for your protection and we bid you farewell. And to the guardians of the East, we thank you for your protection and we bid you farewell. And to the guardians of the North, we thank you for your protection and we bid you farewell. So thank you for joining us for this very simple spellcrafting on this beautiful feast day of the Child of the Year as we venture into spring. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Bye bye and bright blessings of Brigid be with you and yours always. Thank you for watching.